There she is. Maybe you're, can you hear me? Oh, hang on. I got you now. Hang on.
I had to click on the microphone.
There you go. Now you're working.
Good. Okay.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm fine.
Nice.
Is Helga not in yet?
Not yet. Nope.
Oh, okay.
She sent a recording over of her little action. Did you hear it?
Wayfaring Stranger, I did. She's doing quite well with that.
I mean, I was impressed.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let me get my guitar. I'm trying to get this thing, and I don't have my guitar yet. Okay.
So what have you been working on?
Well, I've been doing the False-Hearted Lover, and I fooled around a little bit with Wildwood Flower. And what I was doing, you know, in your Guitar One session, you put up a thing, it was this thing called Finding the Notes on the Guitar. There's Helga. Hi, Helga. The Finding Notes on the Guitar.
Yes.
And so I was just looking at some of those to look at Wildwood Flower, but I don't know. Because when you played it, it's almost like as if you've got the notes and the chords. I couldn't quite figure it out.
When I was doing what? Playing Wildwood Flower?
Wildwood Flower, yeah. Because it's like the melody and then there's chords at the same time.
Yep. That's similar to what Wayfaring Stranger's kind of doing as well.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what Wayfaring Stranger's doing. And I still haven't found the copy of that, and I even looked in junk mail to see if it was in junk mail. It wasn't there. But if you go online, you can actually buy it with the tablature, right?
I mean, you know, it depends who's doing the arrangement. I mean, you know, that's kind of what it's a song that's just like a traditional song.
Right.
And you know, you can play it however you want. And there's certain people who have arranged it, you know, and this is from a particular book you can go buy.
Okay. And what's the name? What's the book? You can teach yourself flat picking guitar. Okay. Let me write that down. And is this who's the author or arranger?
Is this an email you're looking at?
No, I'm trying to get the music with the tablature for Wayfaring Stranger, and Glenn says it's in this book.
Which book?
You can teach yourself flat picking guitar.
Okay.
Steve, what's his name? Kaufman. Okay.
No, I mean, what are you looking at? Are you looking at an email?
No, I'm not looking at an email. I saw your email. I heard your email.
No, I meant where are you getting the, okay, I'm sorry. I'm misunderstanding. I'm behind the curve here.
Well, Rosemary was talking about she was looking for a piece of music called "Wayfaring Stranger" in her email, and she can't find it anywhere. And she says, "Well, I can go buy it online, can't I?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, but it's not necessarily depends on what the arrangement is and what we're working on or whatever." And then I showed her the book that I got the music out of.
Okay, which is what I want to get, is the book with the music in it.
Oh, okay. And
I can
that's
order it.
called, what is it called?
You can teach yourself flat picking guitar.
Yep, you can teach yourself flat picking guitar.
Well, you can, but I don't know.
Well, no matter what, you always teach yourself.
That's true. That's true.
Somebody can show you something, can walk you through it and do anything, but at the end of the day,
Right.
it's all up to you.
It's all up to you, totally. And that's Steve Kaufman, by the way, Helga, the guy that wrote the book or put it together. Now, is Wildwood Flower also in that book?
No, ma'am.
It's not. Okay.
I don't remember where I think I just picked it out because me and my wife would play the music and she plays it on her banjo.
Okay.
And I just figured it out on my guitar just by ear or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it's in the Frank Hamilton book. This one, it's in there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have the tablature. It's got the
What key is it in in the book? Do you know?
Well, let's see. Would it be key of G? Because there's no sharps or flats or anything. It's just plain. So that would be key of G, would it be?
No, I mean, typically if you have no sharps or flats, it's the key of C, but.
Key of C, okay.
What's the very first chord in the book?
Well, they've got the main chord at the top, they've got is C.
Okay.
And then underneath it, an alternate chord is G.
Cool. So they're saying that, if you were playing it in the key of C, your very first chord would be C, but if you're playing it in the key of G,
it would be G.
G, right.
Got it. And that would have an F sharp, right, if it's in key of G?
Yep. So the music's actually written in the key of C in that arrangement there.
Okay.
I typically play it in the key of G. But,
which would be easier for me too, yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, really. It looks like what you're doing is kind of like False Hearted Lover, where you're playing the notes and then you're going to hit a chord. So that's basically what you're doing, right?
Absolutely.
So the melody comes in between. And essentially, if you're following the book, the first chord you're going to hit is C, but you're going to play those notes up to that, right?
So
with a little bit of work, I could probably figure it out.
You could just, if you're playing it in the key of C, just play the melody notes as it's written in the book. You'll have to learn to play an F chord. If you already, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's hard to finger F. Yeah, I know F. Yeah.
Sure, but no. As far as in the key of G or in the key of C, it's. So that's all. It's going to be all in the key of G. This is all out of that pentatonic.
Okay.
G pentatonic.
Okay. Actually, the pentatonic scale is in the back of this book. Pentatonic scale. Okay.
Right, but it's but you're gonna also add the 4 in there, which so you might as well just do the G major scale, but know that most of the melody is out of the pentatonic scale, like especially
Okay.
when it comes up to. I mean, that's all just.
Okay. So they're all very close together.
Well, that's
Okay.
just
I'll
all out of
hold
the
it.
strictly out of the pentatonic scale is what I'm saying on that. So
Okay.
so that's your third string, or your your second string open.
Okay. Open second.
And then that's going to be on your third string. There you go. Yep. There she goes.
Yeah, just playing around.
There
Yeah,
you go.
just hear it. Okay. Okay, I'll fool with it.
So
Well,
the chords on that is like G. Get it? Look at you. You just saw it and you figured it out immediately, didn't you, Helga?
No.
You've been.
I cheated because I've actually played it before.
Okay.
Oh, I was going to say you picked that up quick.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. I'm still not really smooth on it, and I'm not well timed with the pentatonic on it. But and I know it's like most of what I do, it's still rough. It's not smooth.
You did
But,
pretty good on False Hearted Lover. That was pretty smooth.
oh, thanks. Yeah, thank you.
And that Wayfaring Stranger you sent over was mighty impressive as well.
Yes, indeed.
You could just hear it was all in there, and you have a great tone, and the way you even strum on your chord, it's just nice and balanced. You just have a really nice natural sound to you. It's kind of impressive. My wife heard it, and she's like, "Oh, I like her sound."
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Your sound, the sound is independent almost of the song, right?
Yeah. It's all in the pick.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But I might actually have the tabulation for it.
Wildwood Flower?
I used to have it. I just have to kind of like go through my papers and see if I can find it, and then I'll scan it and I'll send it to you.
Wow.
I could also tab it out too. I'll send my arrangement if you want.
Okay.
Okay.
It sounds a lot. I think is that the D7?
Yep.
Yeah.
Da-da-dong, da-dee-dong, now to D, now back to G. And now we're on G, and we're on G, and now we're to D, and now to G. And now we hang on G, stay on G, now we go to the C. Now C, and back to G, now we hang on G, and the G to the D to the G. So it only goes to that, it goes to that 4 chord for just a second. Boom, dum, boom, boom, dum. 4, now back to 1.
Okay.
And that'll be good to you could put all your little tricks and licks and your vocabulary you've been learning, your little G runs and
the runs, yeah.
The runs. Get some Pepto-Bismol for that. Just get that a little Imodium.
Just let it rip, huh?
Make sure you drink water.
Well, especially if you're playing the key of G, then those runs would be exactly what we've learned. G to C, that moving on up the scale there, then to D. Yeah.
So you can check it out. Like, if we were playing together or something and we started playing the tune, we established the melody, and then we kind of started improvising and or flourishing or embellishing or adding some walks or whatever in between. I mean, you could easily do that because it's like a
Nice.
it's a lot of that, a little too much, but it's just kind of using the licks we have.
Right. Yeah. Those little flourishes.
Actually, here, let me be a little more strict. So it'll be like this.
Now that's a different version than what you played originally, isn't it?
Yeah, I was just at that point I was just doing the little G run thing,
Okay.
and adding it and changing it on every chord. Like here it is on the first one. You hear I'm just playing it twice.
Sure. Sure.
Now I'm going to switch chords though. Boom, da da do da do da da, boo da 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 do dun, da ba do da be do down, da ba do da da da, boo da da do da boom, da do do da da do da, boo da do dun, da ba boo da dee do dun. Go ahead.
So that would be like an accompaniment to somebody playing the other version with the melody, right?
Well, that's kind of just taking what and putting it to something and maybe playing too much, but I'm just using it as an example. I probably wouldn't do it that much. I would,
Right.
figure it out how to have it nice and tasty, maybe like a that's
Ooh, nice.
that would work.
Ooh.
It kind of also occurred to me with the false-hearted lover that you could turn the whole thing really into a melody using the runs. That instead of doing the strum or the boom chuck, during that boom chuck part, you just
Would you like me to demonstrate for you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just screwed it up. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. So yeah, absolutely. Just lining up, set them
That's
up,
our
and knock them
next
down.
challenge, Rosemary.
Oh, gee.
Now you didn't send your
No,
recording out.
no. It's just the technology is too complicated for me.
Okay.
I don't
Well, so
believe that
let's hear
for a
it.
second.
What, false-hearted lover?
Anything,
Oh,
yeah, let's do it.
God, no. I'm just terrible. this is the part I mess up on. I can never get this part. No. Wait a minute. It's fourth fret? No, 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 wait a minute.
Yay.
Well,
You
I mean,
did
I
it.
played. It's just, I just completely goof up. Anyway, never mind.
You did it. No, that was great.
No, that's it.
Well, no, I messed up and totally in the middle, but never mind.
But you
So-
got through it.
Here's what you need to, here's how you have to fix that one part is it's a hammer on and it's, or you just put your finger on the second fret instead of going, because here's what you were doing. Instead of that, it needs to be more like this.
To do the hammer,
Yeah, because you were going,
trying to pick it separately, yeah.
I mean, which is fine, but it's more like a.
That's
Look,
my-
listen,
okay.
look at that, Helga. Don't. That's beautiful. Oh. That's it. Nice. Listen. Nice.
Mhm.
Oh, well.
Nice. Do it again. Keep going.
Again? Oh,
Heck yeah.
wait a minute. I'll try to do the hammer. No. Oh, well.
Very
Still
nice.
rough. Still rough. Considering I was supposed to have learned it from last session, and I'm still roughing it out.
Here's how you smooth it out. It's actually quite simple. You take it because see your tempo that you play it with is at a certain point. Let's say X. It doesn't really matter necessarily.
Right, right.
But what you do is you take your metronome now and
Okay.
you set it at slower than X,
So do it nice and slow.
slower than what you're
So-
normally playing it with, or playing it at, and then you'll just smooth it out at just a slightly slower tempo than you're used to,
Okay.
getting through it at, and it'll kind of help bump you to the, to the transitions.
So I can get the smoothness of it. I think
Right.
the other part too is if I could just do it without having to continue to look at the tablature. I think what I'm doing is, if I could just learn it from memory, I think I could do it better. I'm overthinking it, and I keep looking back at the music, which I don't think I need to do.
Sure. Well, one thing you could try to do is practice it without looking at your hand.
Yeah, I don't think looking at my hand is so much the problem. It's looking at the music that's the problem.
Which a lot of times it's probably looking at the music, then looking at your hands, then looking at the music, looking
Yeah,
at your hands.
yeah. And that's making it very jerky and very disjointed. And I keep thinking, oh, I don't know where I am. But really, if I could just trust myself that my hand would know, I could do it.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Did you get the metronome downloaded?
Actually, no. I've got to get my nephew to help me do it. There's no way. Again, the technology is just daunting for me. So I'll have to get my nephew to come and actually do it. But we're waiting, with all this quarantine stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to see him soon. And I know that sounds like a weak excuse, but truly, I tried. I really did. Couldn't figure it out. But even without the metronome, it's the whole idea of trying it slowly and trying to do it without looking at this music. If I could do it without the music, I think I'd be fine.
Well, here's how you can maybe start doing that as well. Just put the music away and ask yourself, can you visualize it Can you see the music in your head? Can you,
Right.
you know, and then just start with one measure and memorize that first measure. And be
Yeah.
able to play that one measure over and over again,
I think you're right.
and
And
then
that's
add the
exactly
second
it.
measure.
I'm almost there with some of it, you know, because I mean, like that, like the opening part, I mean, without looking at the music, I think it's like, wait a minute. Then I'm also trying to get the pick thing, the up down at the same time. I'm trying to do so many things at the same time. That's my problem. Oh, well, that's the one. See, I did that without looking at the music.
Very good.
Without the music. See, I think I can do it without the music, I think. And now it's going to come to that hard.
Oh, don't look at it. Don't look at it.
I just looked up at it. I know.
You got to take the piece of paper and turn it 180 degrees.
Yeah, I guess. But it's that. But it's in. Then it's the hammer. Boom. See, that I cannot remember. I cannot remember. I've got to look back at the paper again. But anyway, but then it's the D, and then it's the fourth.
Well, the cool thing about that one section right there that you said you are having the troubles with, well, the cool thing about the troubled section is that's the part that your brain will go memorize now, because everything else you have. So that's all. It's the whole.
So it's just memorizing that bit. Maybe I should, yeah, kind of work on that bit then.
Well, and here's what's cool about even that lick, though. It's all right here on that. You know, I mean, that's not the lick, but it's all out that on the.
It's all in that same area, that fret.
Second fret of either the fourth string or the third string.
Okay.
So, you know, it'd be like.
Okay.
But you have to retrace your steps. That's it. Now memorize that little lick real quick. Just the brum bum bee da boo da bum. Nice. Do that again. That's hot. That's good.
Wait a minute. I'm overthinking it now. That should be the D. Ooh.
There you go.
I think I can, if I keep at it, I think I'll be able to do it.
Keeps you limber.
I guess. Oh dear. Well, Helga, what do you want to work on? I think I've absolutely taken up enough time here today.
I don't really, I mean, I'm just keep working on the Wayfaring Stranger.
Wayfaring Stranger.
Yeah.
Can we hear you play that one, Miss Helga?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I don't have it memorized yet. Well, I mean, not completely. I'm still using my music, you know, to play it, but.
We'll let you pass on that, I guess.
Exactly. You got that right.
Well, Helga, do you also find the same, that when you have to look at the music, it just really slows you down? That you have to memorize it before you can really play it?
I'll have it. Pretty sure I'll have it memorized. I just want to be able to, because there's sections of it that I feel like I've got that part down already, where I don't have to look at it and think about it. So you don't
have to look at it, yeah.
But I do have the same problem where when I overthink it, you know, I think it, and that's usually, you know, rather than just, you know, playing it automatically.
That's the difficulty with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, one thing you can do instead of trying to overthink the whole thing, you can take like 1-2 beat section and
Yeah.
overthink that. Because because it's okay to overthink it or whatever, because you need to look at it from a bunch of different ways. You have to think about what chord you're on. You have to think about the boom and the chuck of it. You have to
Mm-hmm.
think how it relates to the chord, how it relates to the scale,
Yeah.
all that stuff. And it's okay to go over all that. And you don't have to do it all on the whole song at the, same time. It's pretty daunting. It's okay
Yeah.
to take just a little bit of it and say, oh, what is this? Oh, now I look at it like that, and it's the same thing. So
Yeah.
if you
Like
want
those
over,
two, there were those two measures where I guess that's the F and the E7, where, the rhythm changes and, there's a hammer on and I think, anyway, that one, but so I had to take those two measures and multiple times, just go over and over and over those two measures.
can you hit just that lick?
Well, let me try. Hold on.
Brown. Bomb. Hit the bomb. And you got to hit that E. Yep. Because that's so it's a 2-measure lick. Here's what it is. Bomb.
Hold on a minute. Let me get
So
that
here,
right.
I'll play it for you.
Okay.
Or excuse me. So then that's the lick.
Yeah.
Let me hear that.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Huh?
May I hear that, please?
Well, before I go there, so I did notice there was that. Well, let's talk about the bend.
Sure. Let's talk about the bend.
Is that what that long tone is? That's not a hammer-on. That's called a bend. That thing that's in there. No.
Did I do it?
That's it. But then the note that follows that is that open low E string. Yeah, because if you look at the chord you're on at that time, it's an E7 chord. Do you see that?
Yep. Oop,
There you go.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't prepared to play tonight.
Well, you did very well on your music thing, on your recording. You did quite well.
She's like, I spent so much time in the studio, I had to take a hiatus. You caught me on my vacation.
Oh, Lord.
How did you know? That's exactly right.
That's right. I know.
I do have another kind of lick that I've been playing around with. Let me see if I can get to it though. Hold on, because it's a different one. Oops, hold it.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah. That's a.
Or something like that. Then you go. Are you switching, or do you stay on the same?
Yeah. Let me see if I can. You can see my. Can you see that?
No, yeah, actually you were staying on the same one. Nice. Anytime you switch chords.
Oh, I'm my hold on. Can you see it or not? I don't know.
I can see it like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's crystal
Okay.
clear. That's picture perfect.
Oopsie now.
Woo. That bar chord is quite impressive in there. Woo.
Oops.
That sounds like a blues song. Is there a particular?
Is. Yeah, it's like rock and roll blues or something. I forgot what it's called, but it's like the only one that I could actually feel like I could start doing.
No, very good.
Yeah, thanks. It took a long while to get to where I could actually feel like I could play that one.
Yeah.
But it's one of those you can just repetition over and over and over again, and you just kind of like almost get into a rhythm of doing it, and then
Right.
that's how even with that the false-hearted lover, it's kind of like that. It just almost turns into sort of a meditation. You just go over and
Just keep going.
you just keep going. Yeah, anyway, it's fun.
Nice.
Wow.
You can start doing your own little things with that. That's what you have there, right? You can go.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not, I'm not really comfortable improvising much. I'm finding, it's kind of like, just give me the notes and I'll play it. But yeah, I want to learn how to improvise.
So what you can do is like take your lick and approach the note that is in the lick from a half step below. So here's what you had. Right? So I was saying you could go.
Oh, yeah.
So wherever your target note is, you approach it from a half step below. But you have to, work it out rhythmically or whatever. But that's definitely one approach.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like sliding in.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. So you're doing, when you do a down, just you do it like really, really softly, and then you do a boom right after that. Is that right? I mean, is that what you're doing? Da da dum. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I'm doing that.
Can I hear you do it again? That's all right. Can I hear yours?
Yeah. So I'm going right into the, oops, that wasn't right. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh, let me do it again. Hold on. So you're doing a boom in there.
That's what you're doing, right?
Yes, that's what I'm doing. There you go.
Right.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
add a little variation.
A little variation. Okay.
Because it's the blues.
I'll do that.
Yeah, it's the blues. You can add your own style to it. You want to take the vocabulary, play it how you play it, but you want to, you know, but you want to stay true to it because, yeah, it's the great equalizer.
Yeah.
I think it's more powerful than the coronavirus.
The corona. That'll be a good one to. Do you know any other blues riffs that?
You can make your own up.
Very good. That's really nice. Good.
It is, yeah.
So then you make another one up.
Wow, look at you. Oh my God, I want to do that.
The possibilities are endless.
So learn your little blues skill.
I say you're just doing scales, basically.
I'm doing ideas. I'm doing licks. So what Helga's doing is she's hitting the 1, the 3, the 4, 5, 7, and 1. But that's just straight up the E minor pentatonic.
Okay.
Straight up the E minor pentatonic.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's just so classic. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
Yeah.
But then you have these licks, so you have, you know, you have to figure out where your root is and your thirds.
Yeah.
Just taking a little idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I see what you mean, though, you know, and I see what you're saying as far as the knowing what your root is and going with that. Yeah. Yeah. I'll work on that. Well, I'm still going to work on Wayfaring Stranger, but I'm going to play around with my little blues riffs. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love that you're learning all these forms and you're learning them, you know, from arrangements, and then you're also thinking of them in an improvisational way or trying to, you know, get there.
Yeah.
A lot of times people don't start out with that, you know, because they're like, well, I'm not improv. What do I do? Well, you know, it doesn't come overnight,
Right.
you know, but it is one of those things that what's wrong with starting to think about it, you know, and trying to make the connections and bring it all together, because you can definitely do it. I mean, you know, because all you're doing is you're transferring these phrases, but you're saying them your own way.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And you're approaching.
Yeah, and I never really thought I could do that. You know, I mean, it never really occurred to me that that was something you could do.
Well, because when we're listening,
the song.
well, because a lot of times when we're listening to music, we're listening to it from the being hypnotized, you know, or being caught in the magical part of it. You know, we don't, we're just enjoying it. You know, we're being a listener. We're being
Yeah.
entertained. And the basics of music are patterns and repetitions and, you know, but you string them together and then, but the listener can't catch on immediately. But they feel it, you know, when it all zeroes out, you know, you can feel that it's satisfying, it's visceral, it's all the above.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the interesting things about taking this course, you know, over the last few months is that now when anybody else is playing guitar, like, you know, when you're watching a professional guitarist on the television, say, I'm starting to notice what they're doing. I'm looking at, you know, instead of being, as you say, mesmerized by the music, you know, just listening to it, I'm starting to listen to it and picking to pieces what they're doing. I can actually catch on to some of the stuff they're doing, which is amazing. It's a completely different way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. It's like even when you're listening to music in the store or whatever, you know, walking around. Not that, remember when we used to do that?
Back in the day, yeah.
Back in the days, like a whole 2 months ago. Remember?
Right. Seems longer than that.
Remember when you used to be able to hug a friend?
Yeah.
Take a hand?
Yeah. Those were
Kiss
the
a
days.
stranger on the mouth? Oh.
Yeah, no more.
No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to digress. What were we talking about?
We were talking about looking at music from a different perspective. You know, once you start learning the fundamentals of how it goes together. Yeah.
Right, like even walking, you know, in the stores, listening to the music, or even on the radio. Well, are you being able to hear certain things, you know, that are a little more familiar? You know, you might not have it exactly down, but if you're not analyzing the song or hearing it and doing that, then you're basically just doing the exact same thing that, you know, everybody else was doing. But when you're listening to music now, you almost can't help yourself.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's a completely different way of looking at it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
It's kind of wild, really.
It is.
Especially once Helga just got that little key on that.
Well, and there's that second one where you're going, I don't know I don't know what it is exactly, but well, hold on, I gotta go to it, hold on. But this one.
That's an A chord, A7 chord.
Is that it?
A7.
Okay, that's what that is, okay.
So check this out. So what you're doing when you're playing that chord, so here's your normal A chord. You're just, but then you're putting this there. And that's the seventh, but so normally when you do your A7 chord that we've done here, that's where your seventh is on that open G string.
Oh, okay.
So what they're doing is they're just taking the seventh and putting it on the top for the melody.
Yeah.
It's very common. It's nice.
Okay, yeah. I got a blues book, How to Play Blues Guitar, and it's like the first and only song in there that I've actually able to play. Like literally. And it's not that I hadn't tried anything else, but
Nice. Well, that's good though.
Yeah.
The first blues thing I learned was this.
Yeah.
Woo.
I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, if I can learn that, I will be happy.
I know that feeling.
Famous last words.
Yeah.
You're never happy. You're like, okay, I can play that. I want to learn something else.
Yeah. Oh, gee.
But yeah.
So I have to ask you about your your flag. What did you had it folded up and then you pulled it down, or?
No, I have the one folded up over here. I bought
Okay.
one. I bought one for the outside, but I don't have a flagpole yet, so
Oh, okay.
I'm just hanging it up for now.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
I think I don't know if I ordered it, put it in my Amazon cart, but I don't know if I actually pulled the trigger yet. I want to put a couple other things in there first.
Well, got to make sure it's essential. They're not going to send it to you if it's not essential.
Well,
Really?
oh, it's essential. It's for my mental health.
You'd think, right? I mean, I ordered like hair conditioner 2 weeks ago and I still haven't gotten it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dang. Well, I thought something was different.
I thought that was essential.
I was
By
like
the time
looking at
the
Helga.
summer comes in, will be.
I was like, I don't think Helga used conditioner today.
Right. See?
Yeah. No, you guys are making some nice progress. I'm really proud of you. It's
Ooh,
really,
goodness. Speaking of, officially, this is our last class tonight, isn't it? I think if we have 8 weeks in a session, I think this is it, isn't it?
I think you might be right, because the next session either starts on the 27th or the
27th, I think is what I read the email. But
When-
apparently they're continuing online or on Zoom, I guess. So are we just going to carry on, or we just send our next lot of money in and carry on?
Yeah. I think, you might have to technically sign up or whatever, but excuse me, but the sign up is on the website, and
That's right.
and the classes are the same.
So we're basically, we just kind of like sign up again and we can still take the same.
Might as well.
Oh, right. Yeah. I feel like, even though it probably doesn't sound like it, but I feel like I'm making progress.
Oh, I know you're making progress.
However
Oh, yeah, I
slow.
think you are. Yeah.
Oh, gee. But anyway, it's slow, but progress is progress. It's like
Progress
the
is
toy.
progress.
What should we work on next? So you have any ideas?
Well, I am determined I'm going to master Wayfaring Stranger in addition to False Hearted Lover, but I'm sorry, not Wayfaring Stranger, Wildwood Flower. That's my thing. I have wanted to play Wildwood Flower ever since I heard Maybelle Carter do it. I mean, I have always loved it.
All right. Well, I'll tab that out for you.
Swear that's what I'm going to do.
I'll tab it out for you, and you should obviously keep trying to work it out by ear, because you already have it in your heart and your soul and your head and it's in your bones.
Right, and I have sung the song along just with regular chords, because I mean, I've done that for years, it's just chords. It's just I wanted to progress beyond just chords.
Absolutely.
That's my deal. I want to play those little notes in there.
Yep, and the cool thing about it is that's a really, it's just all right out of the pentatonic, except for you have that C in there at one point, 3rd fret of the 5th string, but which is for that part.
Okay, but particularly when you're on the D, that is the pentatonic scale in the D. Okay. Yep. And I think the pentatonic scale is listed in the back of that Frank Hamilton book, so I'll look that up and see if I can practice just some of the scales.
Except for the C is what it was, yeah.
Except for the C.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything else is like, that's all from the pentatonic.
Okay.
But then this one comes in there. But it's more like this though. So that's literally the only note in there that's not in the pentatonic is that C.
Okay. But you're just literally playing notes there. I mean, like as if you're reading the music and playing it.
The only difference is, whenever you're holding on to a note, figure out where you throw that chuck in there. Remember, your chucks are where you put your chords, and they will come in on beat 2 and 4. So
so chucks
2 and 4
on beat 2 and 4.
So if you're finding your melody and you're like, excuse me.
Okay, and where you're not playing, the chords come in there. Got it. Okay. Chuck. Okay. Okay, that makes
Yep.
sense. That does.
Yeah, I like your
Yeah.
hammer-ons on that too. It makes it pretty.
Thank you.
It does.
Well, they're not mine, but they're out.
Okay.
They're there.
They
They're
do make it
beautiful.
pretty. I agree.
They do.
But I think that's such a really cool song because it's all just right under the fingers, you know.
Mm.
And I mean, it's just all there, even when you're on your C chord.
Mhm.
That's an open G. It's just crazy.
Have to think about it.
There it is.
That was my version.
Shoot, take that and throw that with the metronome, and you're in business.
I know that is my challenge with this song, is that getting it on the rhythm and the metronome. Yeah.
Because you're playing. Here's how fast you were playing it. It's a beautiful tempo, but it's just that's pretty fast.
Yeah, that's faster than Maybell does it.
Okay.
It goes. Anyway, whatever. I'm all.
Do you do like a 70 tempo? Is that about what you're doing?
Oh, let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
We'll find something. Oh, I got hacked on Facebook. See, it's first time ever. Well, because it says reporting a post. I didn't post anything, and there's no reason to report me anyway. I don't post anything weird. Huh? Whatever. All right. Anyway. So what I'm going to do here is get my little metronome clicker.
I actually figured out that on the iPad, you can actually metronome and record at the same time.
2, 3, 4.
Yep, click track.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
From the program that you're recording, or from two separate programs.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I mean you can turn on the metronome and
Right.
then turn on the recording and have them both going.
Right. I mean, in the same program, or are you using two different programs? Because you can do, because whenever I use Reaper or whatever, there's a metronome in that.
Oh, no,
program.
two separate ones. Yep.
Okay. Cool. And it doesn't pick up the metronome in your recording or anything?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh, okay. Well,
1, 2, 3, 4.
That was the point
4, 1.
for me. Anyway.
okay. Well, there you go. That's fine. So this is 133.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
Sorry.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So that's 133.
3, 4.
Wow.
2,
Huh.
3, 4.
Here's
1, 2, 3, 4.
here's about 100 miles an hour.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Nice.
That's a cool little technique called cross picking. We've talked about that. You can use it in lieu of a chuck, even, you know, or when you're hanging on, you know, or playing melody notes that are strictly out of the chord. You know, you can and or quarter notes. You can connect it with the that kind of thing.
And you're doing that with a flat pick or with finger picking? You're doing you're doing that. You're still using your pick.
With my plastic flying saucer,
All right.
or Helga's plastic flying saucer.
See, I can do it with finger picking. You get the same effect. You know, you're just,
Sure.
you know, or if I could do the C or whatever. I'm just fooling around with it.
Sure, and there's some really nice arrangements too. If you picked up this book or whatever, of some cross picking things.
Which book is that one?
It's
Flat picking.
It's the You Can Teach Yourself Flat Picking
Flat
Guitar
picking,
book.
okay.
You can teach yourself flat picking. I don't even know what flat picking. What is that even?
That's
what
what
is flat picking?
That's
Because
what
you're doing with a pick, with a flat pick. That's
That's
flat
called
picking.
flat picking.
Yeah, I think so, because that was like in the very beginning of the course. That was my revelation, that flat picking was because you're using a flat pick.
well, yes and no, but flat picking refers to more of like playing a melody in a certain style, kind of like a
Oh.
old-timey bluegrassy kind of feel with a flat pick.
With a
But
flat pick.
it started out with playing fiddle tunes on the guitar, kind of like so that's kind of, you know, that kind of stuff.
And
Yeah.
you're doing like it's up down with the flat pick.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's why when we're going over these tunes and I'm like, well, make sure you get your down ups in order,
Yeah.
because once you start, you know, doing that kind of stuff, it has to be in order, because
That's right.
when the click happens, click, 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 you need to be click, you know, with your hand down, you know, but you can go click, play, or play, 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 but that click has to go. It's like, don't. but it just has to connect up. So yeah, you have to
Yeah.
put down ups all in
Hmm.
all. But yeah, we can even start getting down, going down that path too. But here's, you asked Helga what you think we should work on, or you should work on, or whoever. I think what I would like for you to do personally, or what I'd like to hear, is I'd like to hear you accompanying yourself singing a song,
Oh,
and then being able to, play some lead as well. Not during your singing, but like during the break time or whatever.
uh-huh.
Be able to play.
So you mean like, just as an example, you mean like once I got Wayfaring Stranger down, but I actually sing with it?
Absolutely.
That's what you're saying.
Heck
Okay.
yeah, hell yeah. All these songs are done, laid around and stayed
Stayed
around.
around
This
this old town too long.
Winter's come, winter's coming on. I'm already gone. Laid around and stayed around. This old town too long. I feel
like I want to travel on. I do it chords.
All right.
Oh, anyway, I'm all sloppy.
Yeah, no.
Been hanging around with the chilly winds way too long. I'm gone. That's what I'm saying. Being able to like just play the melody, or sing. Sing the
Yeah.
chorus and the verses, and be able to accompany yourself as you're doing it, and then be able to, play like a little variation during the break.
Oh, right. Yeah, like we did on the, when we did the end of class performance.
Right.
Absolutely right. But you want to be able to do all that stuff on your own.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'll work on that.
It's called holding it together. Being able to, seriously, yeah, that's what I want to see you do. You're right there, because you're putting these arrangements together, and
Yeah.
you're staying true to them, and which is good. And then so now you just want to start adding that.
Okay.
Let us hear your coronavirus, please.
My corona.
Your corona.
My corona. We should make up a corona song.
Oh Lord.
Oh man, I've written so many of them already. I'm like, dude, I can't do any of those. I
Yeah.
can't do these songs.
I actually look at this as a kind of a diversion from coronavirus. We've heard so much news about it. It's just
Yes.
okay. Let's just
Yep.
turn it off.
Well, so forgive
that
me for
sounds
last
callous.
week, right? I mean, but that was our, our connection for it. I mean, we hadn't talked about it yet together, but so yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
We're
want.
bonding over the chrono.
That's
the
right.
Corvid.
I know. So,
Anyhow.
well, all right. Well, yeah, you guys are doing good. Let's. I think we have next week too. I mean, if I'm not mistaken. So
I think we do too. I think we got one more.
Oh, we have
Rosemary.
one more, do we?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I may have miscalculated. I kind of got lost, because we had the week when we transitioned from actually meeting as a class to doing this online.
Yeah,
So I
we
may
did,
have lost
right.
something in the transition. So we
That's
plan
right.
to meet next week on Zoom. And
yeah,
then in the meantime, we just go ahead and sign up for the next session of this is not guitar. This is not fundamentals. This is
Bob. This is building on the basics.
building on the basics. Okay, here we go.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, all right, cool. I'll if you guys want to start listening to a song that I wanted to bring to the table this week, but we didn't really get to it, which is fine. It's a song called Good Night, Irene.
Oh, love it.
Oh, I don't know it.
Good night, Irene. Oh, you probably know that one. No, you don't. Good night, Irene. Na, na,
That's it.
na, 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 na. I'll see you in my dreams. Or
Very
whatever.
nice, Miss Rosemary.
Yeah.
Miss Rosemary, forgive me for not saying this too. You just got yourself an assignment.
Oh, did I? Uh-oh.
Well, because I need to hear you sing too.
Oh, okay.
You have such a beautiful voice.
Well, actually, my sister plays the banjo and the fiddle, and I try to play the guitar. But we have performed together for many, many, many years.
Well, I can
So,
tell.
mostly singing and just chords. But
I'm telling you,
yeah.
I need to hear it. I got to hear it.
Okay.
Got to hear it. I don't
So-
care if it's just, I don't care. Just make it easy.
Just
Make it simple.
A song. Okay, a song of my choice.
Sure. Or
Okay. All right. I'll
absolutely.
work on
Whatever works. I need to hear you.
it. Okay.
Okay, well, we're gonna get to that Irene song for sure.
Okay, we
So
will.
here's
for
how you can
sure.
start looking this up for now, Miss Helga. You can start getting that in your ear.
Okay.
Typically, we play it in the Frank Hamilton play at the Frank
Yeah,
Hamilton
they've
second
done
half in the key of G. But if you go to YouTube and do a little search for Mr. Leadbelly, he's playing it basically in the key of A, and you can start listening to it and getting that in your ear and all that good stuff, and then we can approach it.
Okay, that
It's
sounds good.
It's in 3/4 time, by the way, so that'll be nice. We haven't really done a
Okay.
3/4 time for a while, or maybe yet.
Okay. Good, thank you. Yeah.
Hey.
3/4
you
time.
bet.
That's almost like a waltz, right? It is a waltz, isn't it?
It's almost like one. Now when I play it, it's almost like a. Oh no, I'm just joking. Waltz is supposed to be. I'm
One,
just
2,
self-deprecating.
3.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Absolutely,
3.
it is
Okay.
a waltz. Yep,
Okay. Well,
it's
good.
a nice little tune. So we'll work on that
It
either
is.
next week if you want.
Sure. Sounds
Yep.
good.
But yep, I'd love to hear both you guys getting on that vocal side of things.
Okay. Yeah, Helga, maybe we can get a duo going here. We can
Yeah.
entertain Glenn with a duo.
That's right. Let's
Oh,
get to
dear.
singing.
Mm.
Okay, we'll see what we can do.
Yeah,
Like
we'll think about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
right.
No,
Okie doke.
you'll be fine, Helga.
All righty. Thanks.
Well,
Thanks, Glenn.
we'll see y'all later. I'm gonna go grab a little box of wine, I guess, and eat some dinner.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
Pick up wine and dinner for the fam.
Have a good week.
Okay.
Well, I'm not
Yes.
feeding wine to my son. This isn't Italy, We have he's 13. They start drinking in Italy when they're 11, 12 at the
Oh,
dinner table,
dear.
but
All right.
not
Yep.
yet.
Mhm.
It'll let his brain form a little bit more. Turn out like me.
Right. Okay.
Well, anyway,
Well, all right. So I guess I'll see you guys next week then.
all right.
Yep.
It's been a pleasure.
It
All
has
righty.
to be.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.